girls.
How are you? Welcome. You're on a booze-free diet?
Yeah, like 2 weeks now.
We got
Did you both go?
Yeah. We loved her, and she wants to. We're gonna do a podcast with her. I think next week.
Perfect.
Told me I could wear one of her shirts.
Cute.
But she's super excited for the shoot tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew about the Grateful Dead thing that she did.
I didn't realize they were like re-touring and stuff. I didn't know.
They're doing
about
their
that.
last tour.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
So good.
She might do a rodeo collection.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know, we loved her.
I'm obsessed.
And then it's one-piece design. Her name's Nicole Pittiger. She
Nice.
does all one-of-a-kind pieces.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys went.
Oh my god, she was
I
awesome.
met her too.
Yeah,
she was
she-
like, you left there and she like texted me.
She
right
was
away.
raving about y'all,
Yeah.
so.
Well, she's in the scene. She's like, they're so nice. I love rodeo. Like,
So, I am going to drink even though you're
Good.
the diet.
I embrace that.
Okay, so we're going to
Support
go.
that.
We're going to go sit over here. So.
You should have heard her karaokeing today, this morning. She's like, you want to hear my go-to karaoke song? And then she goes, I got to warm up a little.
Okay. Whoa. It's been a long week at Rodeo headquarters.
It's literally Tuesday. Oh my gosh.
And you're here for another episode of Rodeo After Hours. I have my drink. I don't know about you.
Oh, yes, I have mine.
Cheers. I don't know if I liked that attitude you just had about, oh, yeah, I do.
Because it's after hours and I need a cocktail.
So tonight we have Gabriela Langone. Gabby is like an editorial stylist. She does personal styling. She's a contributing editor to Hampton's Mag, to Modern Luxury. She is also a very special advisor for Rodeo.
Yes.
So I think we'll hear more when she comes over tonight about like her career as a stylist. I know that, I want to know more about what she does. Like, I know that she's doing editorial styling, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then
She's so cool and creative too. Like, I can't wait to hear how, like, what goes into it, like her vision of it.
like I think I actually like finally understood the word like she's a vibe. Like she's a vibe.
She is a vibe. Yep.
Yeah, like she's a vibe.
She has that like je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, and like, we should
yes.
do something in their apartment because like the whole thing is a vibe. Like their life is a vibe. She's a stylist, and then her partner is Ben Watts, and he is like another one of my idols. Like he is so creative. He's a photographer.
Incredible photographer.
He it's not just photography that he does. He does this whole like scrapbooking and like he is a vibe too.
They're a power couple.
Yeah. Both of them are involved with Rodeo today.
Mm-hmm.
I am still pinching myself that they are.
Yeah, how did you meet them?
So it's so crazy. This whole entrepreneurial journey has been like super serendipitous. And I finally nailed how to say serendipitous because I've said it so much. So Ben and Gabby have a few houses in Montauk. And they're the middle house and they rent out the houses on the either side. And my boyfriend at the time, hey Skojo. My boyfriend at the time was renting one of the side houses. They make their like house like kind of like this like common space between, it's always friends that they rent it out to, and it's like such a vibe. I got this glimpse into their life, and Ben's art or photos are everywhere in the house, and you see Ben like scrapbooking in they have like this pool house that he does his like creative work in, and then it's the middle of the pandemic and everyone's locked down. We're in New York City, but now we're in Montauk. And, their job is to do the photography and styling for a Macy's or for a magazine. And these businesses needed their businesses to go on. So I watched as like Ben and Gabby got like super creative. Like they turned their garage into like a set, and they were like very strict about like wearing masks and, you know, doing all of that. But anyway, like I just got this like really cool glimpse into these creative people, and you know, that summer came to an end and Lindsay went back to her normal life. And they kept doing their cool shit.
Yeah.
They're like the wish list. They're like the dream come true of like, let's get them on Rodeo. Let's get them involved. And the product, or, you know, Rodeo had just started getting to the place where like, we're ready to kind of like start asking people like, hey, you want to get involved? So I'm getting my hair highlighted. This is like, you know, way outside the pandemic. And I hear that she's over in the chair, and I go over to her and I was like, hey, Gabby, I really would love to talk to you about Rodeo. Do you have some time to like grab a drink or grab dinner? And she was like so sweet, you know, but like I was still like so nervous, like, you know. Anyway, so I kind of just like gave her the pitch of Rodeo.
Yeah.
I was like, here's where we are today, and here's the vision of Rodeo, and we're creating a stage for someone like you and for someone like Ben, where it's like this beautiful work that y'all do that's in magazines or, you know, on billboards or whatever, wherever it is. Like, who's behind it? Like, what's inspiring those people?
Yeah, like you want to highlight them, the creators.
Like what is inspiring them? Like, what are they wearing? You know, and like that to me, like felt like such a missing link of this cool digital content that is like coming out, you know, and is like, you know, the center of our like phones. It all kind of like snowballed from there, where she and Ben both have started this like, I don't know, monthly, bi-weekly content for Rodeo that has given Gabby, I hope, this like new creative outlet.
Yeah.
And
Bit of freedom
expression.
to do. Yeah.
I feel like for like professional creatives, whether it's a stylist or a photographer or a musician or interior designer, or like I can go on and on and on, their Instagram profile is their portfolio.
Yes.
It's their portfolio of work. So it's not who Gabby is, like who, you know, like the interior designers are. It's not about them. And so much of like where this work and creativity stems from is like actually who they are. Like what is on their coffee table? Like what is the book on their shelf? Like what like scent is in their apartment? Or like artists on their wall that is inspiring them. And like that is where like the power is unlocked. And that's why Rodeo is here today. So we're excited for another episode of Rodeo After Hours. We have Gabriela Langone, a stylist, editorial stylist. I'll let you actually give your wonderful background, but Gabby has been really involved with Rodeo kind of since December, I would say, of last year. So. We launched with Ben and Gabby, Gabby's partner, a really awesome editorial fashion feature that is exclusively housed on Rodeo. And she's brought this amazing creative team to join her in doing that. So I know you have your hands in a lot of buckets.
I'm an all-around stylist, I would say.
Yeah.
I do advertising, commercial, personal, editorial. I kind of do it all, which I really like because it kind of changes all the time. It doesn't, you know, it keeps me from getting bored and like from getting like stuck in a little, you know, cycle. So I'm constantly doing different things, different people, different locations.
That's actually something I've learned about you since you started, you know, doing more with Rodeo is like how creative and like kind of how you have your hands like in so many different things. And I feel like it wasn't until you started doing some of these like fashion features that I really saw that. So I want to hear like, I don't know, tell us from your point of view, your experience so far in Rodeo.
I'm loving it. I'm very like intrigued by it. I think you are very focused. You're together. You guys are great and very inspiring women in this role. Just kind of creating something from scratch, making it like your own. And so I'm very like excited to be a part of it and to kind of bring my creative tools that I know like to you, so we can like grow in a whole different kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing that one of my friends, classmates from business school said to me recently was, he asked me like, have you always been this creative? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, really? I think Rodeo's kind of like brought this like new, like something else out of you. And I immediately thought of you because of like the editorial, like all, like Gabby's going like all out with the editorials. Like she's doing her own writing, like kind of telling the whole backstory of the shoot. And it made me like think of you immediately and kind of like some of the other creatives that have joined that, you know, like I hope that this really is like allowing for this like creativity in a new way and like this new space to like express yourself. Are you feeling
Well,
that?
it's giving me that. It's also like giving me, it's kind of giving me a space to kind of without any rules or intent, you know, any sort of like boundaries, I could kind of present to you what I'm feeling on something and you're like, okay, you're the creator, let's do it. Like, let's go with it.
Yeah.
So I think just giving me that is kind of like amazing. So I'm like bouncing off the best energy and creativity that I can to you.
Yeah. So I love that.
Yeah.
So how did you even get into styling? I think that people are constantly asking like me and Livy, you know, how do you get into fashion? How do you get into styling? Like, what's the trick? Like, I don't know. Can we like kind of go back to the beginning?
Yeah. I mean, I took a very roundabout kind of way. But I have to say that from my very young, early childhood, like ways that I kind of did things, I tore out magazine papers. I saved them all in categories. Like, I mean, this is like, and I still have those files, like from 7, 8, 9, 10. And I did it throughout my whole teens. And I didn't know why I was doing that. I didn't even understand that there was a concept of like a fashion editor or a fashion stylist. I didn't know any of that. I just knew I liked the stories being told by fashion in the magazines. Fast forward to like making a decision of what I wanted to do in college, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. But in high school, I was doing cosmetology as a little side project. So I had gotten my license, was working in salons, went to school, was studying international business. And then a person that came to the salon that I worked in part-time during college, she was in beauty PR. And she asked me to be an intern there, which I needed. And
you
so
needed like as like a break. Oh, you need an internship.
She threw me on a photo shoot to do hair for a big makeup artist that they represented at the time.
So that was your first gig
for
like,
a magazine.
Like just like
and I was like, you sure? Like, I ended up being on set that day, and I loved everything about being on set. And I was just like, I need it more. I need to figure out what I want to do here. I knew doing hair wasn't my passion. I was good at it. It was a side hustle. I made a lot of money. But I didn't want to do that for my whole life. That's why I was in college. That's why I was trying to figure out other things. So at that point, I started going to FIT and started working with anyone that was on set, from prop styling to photographers to fashion to hair and makeup. I would intern for everybody. And then I really found this, I really kept finding myself like going towards this fashion stylist.
So I feel like people are going to wonder what you studied at FIT.
So I finished my BA in international business, and then I went to FIT and I studied styling.
Okay.
And
so
fashion history.
Okay. And so so FIT helped you kind of like build those, like find those internships along the way?
No, I found them myself. And I found them from being on set and asking other people, and then just word of mouth and just constantly hustling out there. There wasn't social media pages, and even like Googling it wasn't even that popular at the time. I'm not going to say, not going to make myself look old, but it wasn't as easy as how it is now. Like, just like, hey, looking for an internship. Yeah. Like, I had to really, like, you know, figure it all out. Getting into, even to Fashion Week, you know, I'd reach out to any contact that I had that I could work backstage. Yeah. And you know what? It would actually get me there, and I would be working backstage, and I get more contacts for the following year or for the next, you know, for the next season, for the next shoot that I wanted to be on. And then I allowed FIT to just guide me on what I needed as basic skills as a stylist. I didn't want to go into it just thinking I knew everything just because I liked fashion. So I went and got a certificate in fashion styling there, and studied fashion history as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I think that kind of helped me with a lot of skills on set, but mostly what really helped was just being and experiencing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like even though, you know, we both started our career some years ago, I feel like not much has changed in terms of like just getting scrappy to kind of break into what you want to do, like kind of networking, doing a side job, and then that kind of like being like serendipitous in who you meet. So it's interesting to, you know, there's not much that's different, and you have to kind of grind.
A lot of people nowadays, I find, tend to go try to take the easier path.
And what is that? I want to know the
there
easy
is
path.
no easier path. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so wait, that's so interesting. I had no idea about your background with hair and cosmetology. So I feel like you always have like a different persona, like your style kind of changes along with your hair.
It does.
And so I think I've known you with your hair maybe like at least 4 different, like drastically different colors. Yeah. You want to talk about like how, like, I don't know, is it like your hair that inspires your style, or it's a mood that inspires your hair?
I can't tell you how that works really. I don't know which way it goes, but I've been changing my hair for a very long time, from super short to every friggin' color you could possibly think of.
No, I love it.
I don't know. I have this thing inside me that just constantly likes change. Yeah. And I kind of do that with my styling as well, too. But I mean, I feel like I have this, like, I change my style, but I have a specific look to eat. Like,
there's like a thread. It's just like, it kind of like has like a little flair depending on.
More depending
I feel like
on
right
the
now
mood
you're like
or the personality of the day, I guess.
Yeah. No, you definitely like own like this persona, like with each outfit that I feel like that you wear. Like there's just like a different character. I feel like, Libby, you kind of turn your mic on this time if you're going to talk. You've noticed that too, right?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, like I don't know if you noticed that about Gabby. No, we're not talking about you right now. We'll talk about you later.
Sorry. I mean, yeah, everything Gabby's had on though, I'm always like, she's so cool.
Oh,
but this is only like my second time seeing you.
I know. Even though I don't feel like that.
I know. You kind of like, once you're like in the rodeo family, kind of like you're all in, right? Yeah. I feel like you probably have some like cool, like the sneakiest tips and tricks and styling stuff that I kind of wanted to hear from you. Like, don't wear black and blue, or, you know.
No, wear whatever you want to wear always. Whatever inspires you. Make sure it fits somewhat well. I think that's an important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Get things tailored. Get things dry cleaned. Keep shoes in bags.
Shoes and bags.
Your good shoes. Always buy really good handbags and shoes. You could spend your money on those things and jewelry. And then, you know, clothes, unless it's like a jacket or like really good jeans, I think you could kind of do the high-low.
Yeah. So you're a big high-low person.
Yeah, I think the way the fashion changes now and people want to keep up with it, and the way you want, like, unless you have your classics, which I think your whole closet should always have, like your staples, I think keep those really good quality, you know, whatever you could spend on that, always spend the best on that. But if you want just like, you know, a really bright pink sweater, you know, you could get that at Zara. Yeah. Because next season you're probably not going to wear it, and you're going to Believe me, because I've done this in my life, and now I have sweaters in my closet that I don't wear that are probably over thousands of dollars, and you go high low. Yeah.
Yeah, and you wear a lot of vintage because I've complimented you on things multiple times, and you're like, you can't get this. No, you don't say that, but I think that.
So I usually have one piece of vintage on.
Where do you find your gems?
I've been thrifting since I've been like 7 too. I like to go outside the city.
Okay.
I like to go to like a Goodwill, Salvation Army, or like something like that where I could dig.
Yeah.
I tend to like the more curated spots. Uh-huh. I stay away from those.
So there's curated Goodwill somewhere?
No, there's curated vintage spots.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Kind of in the city. I'm not going to lie. They're a bit curated in the city.
They are?
A little bit.
Yeah, they like organize them.
Yeah, they're a little more like, but it's good stuff actually.
The one on 27. Screaming Mimi's? That's a good one.
Screaming Mimi's is great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've always liked them.
What are the trends that you're seeing that like maybe no one knows? And then you have like your mood board trends that we have, but I won't spoil. I'll let you kind of share what you're seeing.
What am I seeing? I don't even know.
Well, do you want me to remind you of the ones you sent us?
Yeah.
So you did bold colors.
Yeah.
So those are like the electric blue purples. Then you did sheer.
Yeah, the au
I'm
naturel.
seeing a lot of sheer.
Everything is.
Yeah. A lot of sheer, a lot of like that nighttime glam, like the nighttime sleeping glam.
Can you explain that?
Like the nightgown, like silky slip dresses.
Or just like a sheet.
Yeah.
It's not a sheet, but it looks like a sheet.
Yeah.
These sheer nighties, underwear. I mean, it's like.
See, I can't really pull off the underwear look.
Sure you can.
She doesn't really work on me.
Is this a challenge for me?
No, actually, I will challenge you to style me, but not like that.
I can make it work.
No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. Okay, so like any other trends, like we want to be. You are the pro. Like we want to be like at the starting line telling people what the trends are.
Like what do you think this summer? Like what are your top 3 things that you know you're going to be wearing this summer, whether it's what you did last summer or what's coming back around? Like,
ooh, I love the coming back around part.
Because everything does. Like my mom keeps everything and then she'll be like, here you go. It's back in style. I see someone wearing it. And I'm like, she's like, I wore that when I was your age in the city.
Even my own shit's coming back around. That's scary.
I mean, that's been happening. Like that
I know.
90s, like
whoa.
Now I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
Do you keep everything?
I have a big studio with clothes, so that's where I keep everything.
You do?
Oh, no way.
I mean, it's not that big. It's like
I want to see the studio.
Like a studio space, like, one room.
So I want to ask you your top 3 favorite jewelry brands because you always have the coolest jewelry. Like your ear, I'm like every time I see her, she has the coolest stuff on.
KBH, obviously.
Love.
And you can see our KBH shoot on Rodeo.
My body chain, my hand chain. These are now I'm brain dead.
You can get back.
It's okay. We'll find it on Rodeo later.
We'll link it all on Rodeo.
But like your top brands that like you always go back to, like KBH being one. Do you sleep in all your jewelry?
Yeah, I never.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
My friend Jane Winchester, she makes these amazing coins, and they all mean something. Like they're very spiritual. You might have seen them before.
I think you've linked some on Rodeo.
I think I did too. She has amazing things.
I love that brand. I've gotten to know you. Livy's gotten to know you. We've kind of gotten to know you. But you're very private on social. And I feel like that's kind of the opposite. Not the opposite, because I know other people that are also private in your industry. But it is such an outward-facing role. I don't know. Like, is that a choice? Or how do you juggle that? Or
I mean, it was never that. Like, a stylist was behind the scenes kind of person. For, like, that's what I kind of grew up with it, knowing it as.
And then Rachel Zoe came around.
And then Rachel Zoe was kind of the one to kind of put it out there as like someone on the TV, but she was the only one doing it at that time. Like, and then now it's more about like, are you a stylist on Instagram or are you a stylist in real life? Because a lot of stylists that you don't even know of that are huge major stylists are not like in your face on Instagram. And I just find that putting my work out there, everyone nowadays, like, it's more of a platform for your portfolio for me.
Yeah.
So, like, if people are like, oh, use Gabriela Langone for this job.
Oh, is it Langone?
Langone.
Oh my God, I've been saying her name wrong.
It's fine. You can say either way. That, like, it'll literally go on my Instagram first before they Google me, before they go to my agency.
That's true.
So for me, having my work up there that represents me the best is more important than showing my fucking face, excuse my language, every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? And I am more introverted than like probably people think.
Actually, I was going to save this towards the end, but since you said this, it's a perfect segue. Like, what do you wish people knew about you? Like, your followers, you have a lot of followers. And like, if there was something that you feel like no one knows?
I don't think they need to know more than what is out there.
I was just gonna say, if she's not doing it, she's like, they see what they need to know. Like,
yeah.
It's your work that you're showing.
That's it. And they know, I mean, I do a little personal stuff here and there. I don't want all those people to know too much about me.
Do you think that your personal style comes through? I mean, obviously you have your personal touch on every project you do.
Yeah.
But do you see it translating like from something you've worn in your closet or what you've worn out that you'll bring into your shoots?
I mean,
or do you think there's different?
I definitely think a lot of my styling does reflect a lot how I would actually dress myself.
Okay.
Or what I like, you know. So I think it does reflect my style. Should I show more of my personal style? Probably yes. But I don't find that like I need to. I don't find like this like yearning to like constantly be on display on. Yeah. And I also mentally don't have like the time capacity in my brain, in my life sometimes to actually do that, because I find that posting your own self actually it's a lot of work. It's not like I'm just like, look cute. Like I gotta be like, wait, no, do all of it. Wait, the light's wrong. Let me do it. Like that takes time.
Yeah.
And get alone like just getting ready to take the picture.
Yeah. So I feel like I just don't have that time sometimes. Yeah. So. And when I do, I post, but yeah, I do what I can now at this time.
Okay, so I have like so much. I can't believe that you were like scrapbooking, which like kind of like ties into your like very special relationship of someone that's a scrapbooker. So
well, I didn't so much scrapbook. I was a mood board creator. Like I collect like how you have pictures on your Pinterest. I did that without the Pinterest.
Yeah.
I did it just real like actual tears from the magazine, and I just collected those. Like these are my favorite hairstyles. These are my favorite. And so like when I wanted to reference things, I looked there, and now I could still reference it.
That's cool. So I want to know who inspires you, because you clearly inspire us.
No.
So what inspires? It doesn't have to be a who, and it doesn't have to be a person that's alive. It could be like Art or Winston.
Well, being a mom inspires me for sure. Like having my son, because I'm just always, wanting to do more and better for him and be a good role model. I think my mom did that for me, so she always inspired me, and my parents, Lone, and my sisters. People inspire me on the street. So walking around New York City is like one of my favorite things to do. It's how I get around. It's how I work. I'm just running around always on this. I prefer to walk rather than try to Uber or get in a cab or take a train, because I just find what you see is so inspiring.
It is, yeah.
Ben, my partner, inspires me. He's a hard worker. And he's been in the business for years. He has really good advice.
Yeah. I mean, he inspires me. Both of y'all are like a power couple. I do want to ask you how you met Ben, because you guys make a fantastic duo today, but I imagine there was like a very first shoot or something.
There was, and it was pretty scandalous.
Oh!
No, it was just I was still an assistant at the time. And we were working with a big lingerie brand at the time.
Oh, so it was scandalous.
And we were just on set we were doing a lot of shoots together. And
everyone was wearing lingerie or what?
not me. Maybe that was the reason. I don't know. Like, I was like the one dressed. So no. No, so I don't know. I think we just kind of grew a bond of like from working together a lot, and he gave it a go. And
y'all both gave it a go.
Well, I kind of like, pushed away at first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I gave him a chance.
So what is it like working with like your partner? I don't know. You guys seem to work a lot together.
Yeah, we do. It's great. I think we know how to. Well, we definitely creatively. We bounce off a lot of ideas together. I think we have a lot of like the same kind of style, visions. And when we don't, we're very vocal about it, and we tell each other off and kind of like, no, I want it this way. No, I want it this way. I usually win because I don't back down. I'm a bitch.
I would imagine you win in most occasions.
I'm like, you're not getting dinner then.
Oh no, poor
No. But I think what we do good is we stay, like, we know how to just kind of stay, like, calm with each otother in front of people and just kind of, like...
You don't bring, like, your personal life into your work life? And
Yeah, or, like, if we need to fight, we don't do that on set. We'll have a word here and there, but it'll be, like, under our breaths. And
I would never know from being on set with you guys a few times that you guys are partners. So I definitely think...
Yeah, and we stay very platonic, obviously.
Yeah, like, you guys are just, like, I don't know, like, you barely even talk. But
especially, like, with our, like, big clients. Yeah, because you have to be. And I'm on set. I'm very focused. Like, and he's on set. He's very focused.
Both are very focused.
So we're just there doing our job, and...
Yeah.
So
Winston came in at the very end of our last shoot with KBH Jewels. That was amazing. Yes. But Winston, like, I have, seen every time that I'm around him, has, like, first of all, he's like, thanks to you, hung the moon. It's the sweetest thing to see him like jump on her every time. But what I noticed about him the very first time since I knew him when he was a babe, like a little baby, I came in to y'all's apartment and right away he wanted to go to his closet. I had to get him his footstool, and he changed his whole outfit to be in this bomber with like, there was an outfit kind of like, I don't know, you would like, I must have put the shirt that goes with the bomber together in his closet, but he put the whole outfit on, and then he's looking for his camera. And and then his camera's dead. So then he has to
the fake camera that actually doesn't work, by the way.
And then he goes to his computer, which is like, I don't know, like a 90s like MacBook or something.
It's like 80 pounds.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to write the chef at his school a letter to say thank you. But anyway, he is just like, clearly has a huge imagination. He clearly takes after y'all. Like, what are you guys doing to like foster this creativity, or is it just natural?
Honestly, we've just always had him around people. You've seen when we were in Montauk in the yard, and I think I just always kept him around people, always, not hidden. Brought him to set. He knows really what we do. He completely understands it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's awesome. He's going to be so creative.
What has been your favorite shoot project that you've worked on?
Ever?
Yes.
Ooh.
That's a hard one. There's been so many fun ones and so many good trips. Like, I feel like every trip I do, sometimes I get back and I forget about all the other ones. Like I'm like, that was the best trip ever. Yeah. I honestly, like, all I have on my mind is being in Napa a couple of weeks ago. And that was my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
And I wanted to move there and, like, live there.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite trip. My favorite shoot as of right now.
I feel like that's, like, what, like, creative work always kind of feels like is, like, you feel like you're, like, I don't know, personal growth. Like, you feel like you're kind of, like, improving on everything that you're doing. And so I feel like that actually isn't surprising to hear that, like, the most recent one feels like the best.
I think like I could probably mean more like, what was the worst shoot you ever did? Like,
well, we wouldn't ask.
I wouldn't
say.
I'm like, tell us.
Those probably stay like more on my mind because I'll be like, I'm never working with them again.
Oh.
This is my last question that I ask everybody. What is the email that, like, you dream to wake up to, or like the call or the email you dream to wake up to tomorrow?
Like, you're doing the cover of Vogue.
Okay, that's right. Love it. That would be awesome. Bring Rodeo on set if you can.
Yeah.
No, it's going to happen. Let's manifest that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
And I'll tag my favorite trend since I'm not telling you.
Yeah, that's like
I would also
gotta check out Hamptons magazine for my contributing page.
Oh yeah, and that's linked on your Rodeo.
That's linked on my Rodeo, and that has my style, the look, and like the trend of the moment that I'm seeing.
And I do think that you, like, I've seen it happen because we've been working together on like the Rodeo stuff. Like, you post about stuff like 2 months before on Rodeo, and then I'll see it kind of like all over the place. So definitely follow Miss Langone. Langone. But thank you so much. I mean, we are so talking to Nicole from One Piece Design today, like how we struck gold, like getting you involved with Rodeo and like just this like creative energy and excitement that you and Ben have both brought to Rodeo. And I think that, you know, like we're all like so proud to have you here and excited to like continue this creative roller coaster journey.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
tonight.